In this introduction to the Office applications that we'll be studying this term, we're looking here at a screen that shows Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and Microsoft PowerPoint, and then Microsoft Access Database. These are the programs that we'll be looking at this term, and I want to just point you to some of the common features that exist between all of them. The first thing that we see, obvious, this is common to all of them, is the ribbon that goes across the top of the screen. The ribbon itself has some features in common between these different applications. For example, we see that there is a File, Home, and Insert on Word and Excel and PowerPoint. We have File and Home, but not an Insert on Microsoft Access. We also see that at the end of the menu options that there are a Review and a View tab in Word, and same in Excel, Review and View, the same in PowerPoint, Review and View, but again in Access, tab names are slightly different. So there are some commonalities between these. In addition, we see that there is a collapse option for the ribbon. We can click the arrow to cause the ribbon to collapse. Gives us a bit more screen room. If we need an option that's on the ribbon, we can simply go to the ribbon and find the option that we need, click what it is that we need, and then the ribbon retracts again. If we want the ribbon to stay open, we just can come and double click on any tab and the ribbon will stay in place. And it works the same for Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Access, slightly different. You can still collapse the ribbon and get it to come back by double clicking. The difference is that in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, there is an additional feature at the very top up here in the area where that you can minimize, maximize, or close the application. There is one further option that is referred to as the ribbon display options. If I click this in Word, you'll see that I have three options here. One is to cause the ribbon to auto hide. The other is to cause the ribbon to show the tabs only. And the other is to show everything. So, and this is what we see right now. If you want to click on any of these, you can. The only thing that you need to watch for is that it may scare you the first time you tell it to auto hide, because you won't see anything up here at all except for these dots going across the top of the screen. If you need to open the ribbon again, just click on those dots and that will bring you back to this option window here to auto hide the ribbon. Alright, so we see the commonalities between the ribbon, and just notice again the common options for File, Home, and Insert between all of them, and the Review and View at the end. And then the tabs that are in the middle are, of course, unique to that particular application. Now, the File tab on all of these is referred to as Backstage. This is Microsoft's cute word for, I don't know, giving some crazy name to this backstage area, this place where we can go and just take care of all of the business. I guess it's in the sense of like if we were making a presentation in a theater and we needed some props or we needed some options or whatever, we might go backstage to get those kinds of options. I'm not sure that's what Microsoft has in mind. I think the name is a little bit dumb, but then they didn't ask for my input, so maybe I shouldn't criticize them without knowing. Alright, so we're going to take a look at these options. And for all of the options, when we click on Backstage, we can come down and find the option here, options for Microsoft Word. Now another way to get to these, rather than clicking like here, File, and the one for Excel on this screen, I'd have to scroll to get it. But there's another way. For all of these applications, you can just hit Alt-F and then Alt-T, and that opens the application. Here in PowerPoint, we see the way that works. When I press the Alt tab, then I get key tips that pop up on the screen, and for every tab there is a key. This would be the F key for File, H for Home, N for Insert, G for Design, and so on. These are called key tips because it's telling you which key on your keyboard to hit. So when I hit Alt F, it took me straight to Backstage, and then I could see down here that the options here in Backstage is the T, and I hit Alt T to get that. So here I would go Alt F, Alt T, and that pulls up the PowerPoint options. It's going to be the same here for Microsoft Access, Alt F, Alt T, and now I have all of the options lined up here on my screen. Let me just position these over and get them lined up. I want these different option dialog boxes to be opened up side by side so you can see what is common between them. We see that on all of them, Word, and you can see the title right here, Word Options, and these would be called the Word Options dialog box, the Excel Options dialog box, PowerPoint Options dialog box, and the Access Options dialog box. Why is it called a dialog box? Well, dialogue for us, in speaking English, we think of dialogue as communication between two parties, sort of like a conversation. And so in a conversation, somebody's talking, somebody's listening, somebody asks for something, somebody replies and gives them an answer. And this is what's happening here. The computer is simply asking you questions like, do you want to enable live preview here on the user interface for Microsoft Access? And you can either check it or uncheck it and go through your different options. And so it's a conversation that you're having with this particular Office application. Now notice that there are general options for Word and Excel and PowerPoint and Access. General options. There are also display options for Word, but in Excel there is no display option, it's formulas. Display for Word is for things that you want Microsoft Word to display on the screen. Of course, in Excel you'd want formulas to display on the screen in some way. In PowerPoint, proofing is important. Of course, we have proofing. Notice here we have proofing, proofing, and proofing. And then over in Access Proofing, this is where you're going to go to find things like spell checkers in your custom dictionary and things like this. Just work from the bottom up. Look at Advanced, and then Advanced, Advanced. And over here, we don't have Advanced, but we have other options that are similar to that. Then we have Language, 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 and Language. Then we have Save, Save, Save. And then we have that Proofing option that goes across all four of the applications. Now, below the different dialog box options here, the general options, we have right below it Customize Ribbon and Customize Quick Access Toolbars. So customize the ribbon, customize the quick access toolbar, and then below that for all of them we have add-ins that can be added to the program to give it additional features. And then they all have this area for the Trust Center. And if I clicked on all of these, you would see that this area looks exactly the same. And this is where you can go and tell your programs not to give you those warnings that maybe the database or the Excel spreadsheet is not trusted because it's from an unsafe location. You can actually come here to the Trust Center and designate areas on your computer where that you can save Access databases, Excel spreadsheets, PowerPoint. You can save any of the Office applications, and those are the ones that you know to be safe. You can put them in that area so when you open them up, then you won't be getting an alert that tells you that it may be unsafe. Okay, we'll close these and look lastly here at the Quick Access Toolbar that we see at the top of all of these different programs, and it looks to be pretty much the same. And we see that there is an option here that we can use to customize the Quick Access Toolbar. Remember, I could customize that by going to Alt F, Alt T, and going to the Quick Access Toolbar customizations here. Or I could simply come up and select the down arrow here and add some additional options. For instance, if I wanted the open feature to be available here on Quick Access Toolbar, I would just select it. If I wanted the new option, there it is. And I could also take that off and take off the open. I can add all kinds of features and things to the Quick Access Toolbar. I can also cause the Quick Access Toolbar to appear below the ribbon. So if I select this option, Then now the quick access toolbar is down below the ribbon. I want to move it back to the top. I can tell it to find more commands to put up there, and it opens the quick access toolbar customization page here. And I can also add to the quick access toolbar. For instance, here is a feature I use a lot. It's called the show hide button. And if I want to add this show hide button to the quick access toolbar, I can simply right click and select the option here to add to quick access toolbar, and there it is. If I want to remove it, I can simply right click on it and remove from quick access toolbar. As you get more experience working with the advanced features of all of these different applications, you'll find yourself building quite a few different quick access toolbars that you'll use in each of the different applications. One last thing we'll take a look at is in File and then Options. We can also customize the ribbon. So here on the ribbon, out here behind where I see View, I might want to come in and then create a new tab, and I'll just call this Jimmy. I have to pick an icon first, just anything will work. And I want to give this a name. I'll call it Jimmy. And here I'll just stick in some option that I want to have under my own customized tab on the ribbon. So I'll click OK. And so now you can see that I have my own customized ribbon. I've got one option up here in this. So you can build your own ribbon tabs and customize them for the different things that you do. And this will make you more efficient and better at using all of these features in Microsoft Office. By the way, you're looking here at Microsoft Office 2016, and it's almost identical to Office 2013. So all of these features make you more efficient in using all of these programs.